Hey, big game. We all know that. Good sportsmanship. Key. You captains, I'm going to be looking to you and giving you guys the chance to control your players. So if we got an issue, I'm going to come to you first. Okay, so please take care of that for me. I'd really appreciate that. Okay? Got a coin. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. You're the visitor. You get to call. What do you call? Heads. Heads. Calls heads. You're going to let it hit the ground. Heads is the call. It is heads. White, we won the toss. You can defer or take the ball. We like to defer. Okay, you guys want the ball. Which goal do you want to defend? Okay, stay right there. Okay, I'm going to make an announcement, okay?
Cerritos has won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Golden Rush will receive on this end. Shake hands. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise for the national anthem, today to be sung by Jim Johnson. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
In the National Central, the first two matchups have gone to the Rustlers over the last couple of years. But the Falcons get a chance here today, and they come in a confident team. Two teams coming off very disparate outings a week ago. For the Rustlers, it was an easy win at Orange Coast College. They rolled it up on the Pirates, winning that one 69-6 in a game that was never in doubt. Meanwhile, for Cerritos, it was nothing but doubt against Pasadena City College. The Falcons trailed by 12 early in the fourth, but Jeremiah Calvin, the outstanding freshman quarterback, showing an awful lot of poise, led a couple of scoring drives to bring the Falcons back, give them a 36-35 lead late in the fourth, but the Lancers had one more chance in that one, getting the ball to the Falcon 25-yard line with a little better than a minute left, but a fumble by the Lancers. The Falcon defense comes up with a big play to close the door. 6 straight win for the Falcons, preserved 36-35 against a very game Lancer squad. The opening kick taken short by the Rustlers, so they come away with good field position at their own 37-yard line, and we will see the Rustler offense for the first time. The Falcons won the toss, elected to defer, and we will see quarterback Kanaoa Kamakaviva Waole, who has been sharing time with fellow freshman Noah Banyua. But they'll start on the ground. Mitchell straight ahead, pushing the pile, hard running for Aaron Mitchell. Falls forward to the 44-yard line. A gain of 7, leaves us 2nd and 3, and well, that's about what you get with Aaron Mitchell, who comes in averaging 7.5 yards a carry. A returning sophomore, part of a quartet of backs for the Rustlers, and the Rustlers enjoying a tremendous season running the football overall, over 200 yards a game. As a team, 5.2 yards a carry. Overall, they'll go back to Mitchell to the outside on the left side, tripped up at the 48, but does appear to have enough to move the chains. So a couple of carries for sophomore Aaron Mitchell, and the Rustlers immediately moving the chains. Rustlers getting right guard Lihanu Atuatasi back from injury over the last couple of weeks, so a very good offensive line gets a little bit better. And as we alluded to moments ago, this is a team that is moving the football exceptionally well, both through the air and on the ground. Quick pass and a completion over on the far side, finding Dom Thompson. Thompson with the quick out into Falcon territory at the 48, where it will leave a 2nd and 6. So Kanaoa Kamakaviva Waole, or as he is thankfully known, Oa. And we will be taking advantage of that throughout our broadcast today. First catch for Tanner Schmidt, the leading receiver for the Rustlers, has enough for a first down. Rustlers going right to work on this Falcon defense on a designed roll. And Oa with a strike to Schmidt. Schmidt, just 2 catches last week, but made the most of them. 126 yards and a touchdown in the big win against Orange Coast. 3 wide receivers to the left. Good time for Kamakaviva Waole, and finds Schmidt, finally brought down by Max Rankin. But Schmidt with a chunk gain into the red zone, down to the Falcon 12 on another good pass from Oa. And Schmidt with the good hands with the reception. Rankin was the hero against the Lancers with the fumble recovery on that last drive for Pasadena when they had worked their way into field goal range. But the Falcons coming up with the big turnover to preserve the win. Kendrick Thomas with his first carry is inside the 10. A gain of 6. Brought down by Samuel Chukwura. But the Rustlers running the ball well. 6 plays on this drive, 3 completions, 3 solid runs, and they have it down to the Cerritos 6-yard line with a 2nd and 4. Ardwan Morris into the backfield, already the 3rd back to appear on this drive. Oa flush from the pocket, gonna tuck it and run, little cutback, now hit near the goal line. Looks like he is just short, but very well may have enough for the first down. There is a flag down. Shane Smith is our referee today, and you hear the call, holding against Golden West. So instead of a first down, now a 2nd and long for the Rustlers. And overall, the Rustlers struggled early with a couple of big numbers in terms of penalties, albeit in wins early in the season. But that number has been steadily coming down over the last few weeks. Now just over 10 penalties a game. But that was a costly one, creating a 2nd and 14 rather than a 1st and goal. And a read option. Did the ball come out? No signal yet. Let's watch one more time from behind. And yeah, there you see Oa just loses it, but it looks like it takes a fortunate bounce for the Rustlers. Look for a moment like Clarence Chaney might have had a shot at it, but a good bounce up to Oa. and a 3rd and 13. 3 wide receivers to the left side for the Rustlers. As the snap, good protection. On the near side, juggling catch for a touchdown. Going back to Tanner Schmidt. Well, they isolate Schmidt over against Rankin one-on-one. There's the back shoulder throw. Boy, I said it was a juggling catch, but that's selling Tanner Schmidt a little bit short. That was a sure-handed grab from Schmidt on a great back shoulder throw from Kamakaviva Waole. So the Rustlers find pay dirt on their opening drive. 63 yards in 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And now Mateo Zavala on for the extra point. And he hooked it. So Zavala misses just his 2nd extra point on the season. And the Rustlers settle for a 6-0 lead. You're watching Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Nice, they know where the cameras are. Nice. Rustlers set to kick it away. They have the 6-0 lead. Taken at the 12. And slipping through a couple of tackles past the 25. Rocco Caldarella on the return. Rustlers have been very solid in kick coverage, and that time they limit Caldarella to just 13 yards on the return. Overall, opponents averaging 17.5 yards per return on the season. So a long field, and the first snap for Jeremiah Calvin, the freshman quarterback out of Lakewood. Out of the backfield finds his tailback, Kaysen, and Josh Kaysen with a pickup of about 4. Well, they'll call it 3, brings up a 2nd and 7. Kaysen very sure-handed out of the backfield with 12 receptions on the season for Calvin, who has been incredibly efficient in his freshman campaign, completing 69% of his passes. Kaysen running right, finds the edge, has enough for a first down. Out past the 35 and forced out of bounds. Let's watch here as Kaysen gets the edge on the right side, following his right tackle, Rogelio Baca. And a good seal. They say he was forced out at the 35. Still good enough for a first down. And a fresh set of downs for the Falcons, who will spread it out. 6 different receivers with 10 or more catches on the season. Back to Kaysen on the left side this time. Cuts it back. He's out past the 40 to the 41. Cruz Wheeler with the tackle for the Rustlers, but a solid 6 yards for Kaysen. And the Falcons, you can be sure, will take that all day against a Rustler defense surrendering just 2.6 yards a carry from opposing offenses on the season. So this a far more manageable 2nd and 4 from the 41. Receivers left and right, tight end Danez Maxey in motion. And Kaysen hit by Soleil behind the line. This is going to be a loss on the play for Kaysen. Let's look at it one more time as Soleil ready to greet Kaysen. As soon as he gets the ball, there he is, knifing through the leading tackler, returning for his sophomore campaign. And a loss on the play of 4 leaves a 3rd and 8. Well, it's an experienced and talented linebacking core for the Rustlers that really leads this defense. Cruz, Wheeler, Brandon Soleil, Josh Clark, all returning sophomores, really anchoring this defense that is outstanding once again. 4-man rush. Good time for Calvin. Finds Maxey, and Maxey cut down short of the first down marker at the 43. A gain of about 5, but they needed 8, and we will see the punting unit. Yeah, Maxey momentarily lost that ball, but able to fall on it. And that'll bring on Logan Kennedy, averaging just under 42 yards a kick on the season. And, well, we'll wait and see. So they're going to line up to go for it. 4th and a long 2. And they will bring Calvin under center. And it's Kaysen. Kaysen hit at the line, but churning his legs. It'll come down to the spot. Boy, that is an unbelievably gutsy call from Dean Grossfeld. And Kaysen, that's a bit of a bad break as you watch that replay. Looked like he ran into JoJo Apasala when there might have been a little lane there, but he did get enough for the first down. So a great job by Josh Kaysen, who finds contact really at the line of scrimmage, but then with second effort picks up a couple of yards and a big first down on a huge gamble here midway through the first quarter. The pitch to Kaysen running right, slips out of one tackle in the backfield. Soleil had a shot again, but will do well to pick up a yard and bring up a second down and 9. Well, I can't get over the call from Dean Grossfeld from his own 43 to roll the dice in the opening quarter and go for it on 4th down. Cerritos now 12 of 20 on 4th down on the season, but I don't know that any of them were bigger than that one. On the left side, Malachi Wright, his first catch into Rustler territory. He gets a good spot to the 46, leaves a 3rd and 1. The Falcons converting on 3rd down at 40% for the season. Rustler opponents converting at just 33%. That 33%, doubtless one of the best numbers in the 3C2A. Against a stingy Rustler defense. This just a 3rd and 1 with Kaysen in the backfield. Jumbo package, quick pitch, trying to string it out, and Kaysen didn't get it. It'll bring up 4th down. Kikama Kazma able to reach out, trip him up, but it's so hard to run east-west against this Rustler defense. They're just so fast. And indeed, no choice but for Kaysen to try and cut it back, see if he could find a lane. He got back to the line of scrimmage. It leaves a 4th and 1, and for the second time on this opening drive, the Falcons will line up to go for it. With a 4th and 1, Apasala in the backfield. Now they flare him out wide. Calvin will look to throw and completes over the middle. Big play. This is going to be a Falcon touchdown. On the quick slant to Saxon Va'a. Well, we saw a number of good throws from Oa on the first drive for the Rustlers, but here's the answer from Calvin. Sets and delivers. And Va'a finds open field. Nobody's going to catch him. And now the Falcons just an extra point away from grabbing the lead. A pair of 4th down conversions, and that extra point is no good. Wide right for Jonathan Areola, just his second miss of an extra point on the season, and we're tied at 6. One more look down at field level. And I want to say that Vaha was working against Nigel Mills, who went down, and that gave Vaha the lane to the end zone. We'll stay here, tied at 6. So the Falcons do miss on an opportunity, as the missed extra point evens it at 6. 4:48 remaining in the opening quarter. Jeremiah Calvin has completed better than 70% of his passes in 5 of the 7 games for the Falcons this season. Again, coming in as a freshman. Last week, it was a struggle in many ways for Calvin, completing just 19 of 40 in the win against Pasadena, but still, arguably, no better effort from Calvin on the season as he showed remarkable poise, leading 2 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter with the Falcons down 12 to come back and pull out the win. And you wonder if that boost in confidence comes just in time, as he has an extremely tall order today working against the Rustler defense. But on that opening drive, with a couple of big fourth down conversions, Calvin finds Va'a for the big touchdown to tie things up. 6-all. And Owa back. Play action. And the completion on the left side. J.D. Alisea forced out of bounds. Good enough for a first down for Alisea to the 36. They immediately move the chains. Meanwhile, in the backfield, Nainoa Simmons, the 4th back. I have a feeling that we'll see Kalen Montgomery today as well before it's all said and done. Simmons running right, but can't escape. No gain on the play. Met by Anthony Irons. And the strong safety Irons limits Simmons. They'll give him, well, no gain. So nothing for Simmons, 2nd down and 10. So we had a player lose a helmet for the Rustlers and head off. Aiden Parks, tight end, heads off for a play. 2nd and 10, under 4 to go, first quarter. Simmons straight ahead and met by a wall of Falcon defenders after a pickup of a couple, trying to follow his standout sophomore center Inoki Samita, but not a whole lot of room for Simmons. A pickup of a couple leaves a 3rd and 8. The Rustlers at 45% conversions on 3rd down for the season. Meanwhile, the Falcon defense has been good, limiting opponents to just 35% conversions on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 8. Indeed, Aaron Mitchell in the backfield. Straight drop, time for Owa. Finds Mitchell, but he is hit immediately at the 41, well shy of the first down. Rocky Jack there quickly to bring down Aaron Mitchell, and it brings up 4th down, and the Falcons going to turn away the Rustler offense. They'll get it back. Here comes Aaron Stock. Stock averaging just under 34 yards a punt on the season. This one will come from the Rustler 42. High, good kick from Stock. Fair catch signaled for and made by Va'a at the 22. 36 yards, but no return. And we'll see Jeremiah Calvin and the Falcon offense. 2:26 remaining in the opening quarter. A pair of touchdown passes. Kamikavivo Woole finding Schmidt on the opening drive, and the answer from the Falcons as Calvin finds Va'a to even it up. Jojo Apasala in the backfield. And it is Apasala running right, has room. Out past the 30, tripped up at the 31. Tayden Rogers, the safety, with the tackle, but once again the Falcons able to get into the Rustler secondary on the ground. 9 yards for Apasala. Leaves a 2nd and 1. Calvin looking left, now rolls right, throws on the run, sideline pass. In Rustler territory, catch is made. Finding Caldarella. And watch the arm strength here. That is a great throw from Calvin. And Caldarella tiptoeing the sideline. Secures it before Mills knocks him out of bounds. All the way to the Rustler 47, a pickup of 22. But there's no questioning the arm strength on Calvin. Now 5 of 5 in the game. In fact, both quarterbacks still perfect. Calvin straight drop, has time, looking deep and incomplete. Wanted Ashford, who had a step. Boy, the freshman Michael Ashford had gotten open. He's cleared by a couple of yards. He'll come into the picture there. And Calvin would love another shot at that throw, you can be sure. Good protection up front. And just missed Ashford. 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Apasala straight ahead. Just got back to the line. Good penetration again from the Rustler defense. Javon Taylor, sophomore defensive tackle, wrapping up Apasala. No gain on the play. 3rd and 10 for the Falcons from the Rustler 47. Blitz coming. Calvin trying to roll away, and he's going to be sacked. Cruz Wheeler coming on the blitz with a little help from Josh Clark. The Rustlers dial up the blitz, and they get there. Yeah, flushed by Clark, but Wheeler right there. And the sophomores combine. A loss of 12 will bring on the punting unit. Kennedy, again in the top 15 in yards per kick at 41.9 on the season. And the Falcons going to elect to let the first quarter run out. We're through 1. Golden West and Cerritos tied at 6. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Kennedy on to kick it away. So both defenses come through on the relative second possessions after giving up touchdowns to each team on the opening drives. And we stay tied at 6. Kennedy standing inside his 30. Has the snap, gets it away. Fair catch for Schmidt. Good kick from Kennedy. Little extracurriculars after. 43 yards for Kennedy, and the Rustlers will start from their own 15. It'll be 1st and 10. Mentioned the numbers on Calvin on the season. Kama Kaviva Waole completing 63% of his passes. 715 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was efficient, as you would expect, in the big win against Orange Coast last week. 7 of 10, 213 yards, and a couple of touchdowns in short duty for Oa, as the Rustlers able to take advantage of the opportunity to get a number of players onto the field. Thompson with the reception. at the 26, enough for a first down. And Owa still perfect on the day, now 7 of 7 after that completion to Thompson. First and 10. Good protection. Owa looking, now guns it deep and finds McKissick. McKissick at the 30. A little cutback down close to the 20-yard line. Finally brought down by Jack. Let's watch here. Working against Nazar Stevens, and Stevens goes down after the catch by McKissick. Big play to McKissick, who missed the game a week ago, but returns with a huge play, and immediately the Rustlers flip the field after starting at their 15. The completion was 50 yards to McKissick, and after the run by Mitchell of 4 yards, a 2nd and 6. Blitz coming, they screen it out to Mitchell. Mitchell looking for a block, he's inside the 15, down to the 12. It's the perfect play call against the blitz, and Cheney combining with Amani Wilson for the stop, but not before Mitchell moves the chains, taking it to the Falcon 12. The Rustlers back into the red zone, second time today. And the Rustlers third in the 3C2A and touchdown percentage in the red zone on the season at 81%, but it's not going to happen there. Flags are down, no gain on the play. Jack coming off the edge, got to Mitchell immediately, but let's wait and see on the flag. Shane Smith with the call. And that'll back the Rustlers up to their 27, I should say to the Falcon 27-yard line. Yeah, so they're going to make the call there that because Danny Washington had the helmet knocked off on the penalty, that he could stay in the game despite losing his helmet. First and 25 from the 27. Deep drop. Owa looking into the end zone. Wants Schmidt again, and it's incomplete. Schmidt had worked his way clear as well. First incompletion for Owa. Again, Schmidt over there working one-on-one against Keon Andrew. Brings up a 2nd and 25. Well, the Rustlers were able to overcome the penalty in Falcon territory on the opening drive. This more of a challenge, facing a 2nd and 25. Quarterback draw, and Kaviva Waole slips through. Finds a little running room down to the 19. And that was a play that appeared to be in some trouble. But Owa able to find a lane. Picks up 8, still leaves a 3rd and very long. Should be 3rd and about 17. From the Falcon 19-yard line. They're going to fix a clock issue. Early second quarter. The Rustlers facing a 3rd and long, and for the Rustlers, it's been a struggle in terms of field goal kicking this season, with Zavala just 1 of 7. Mitchell on the screen, looking for some blocks, and finally brought down, well shy of a first down. back near the original line of scrimmage. And it brings up a 4th down, and well within field goal range under normal circumstances. But again, for the Rustlers, if there has been a potential thorn in the side, it's been that of the field goal. And they'll send on Max Riggs. Riggs is 1 of 1 on the season, a conversion on a field goal of 20 yards. This will come from the left hash, and it will be a 30-yard attempt for Max Riggs, looking for the lead. Placement down, Riggs kick, wide right. And field goals continue to be an issue for the Rustlers as Riggs just wide right. Now 1 of 2 on the young season, and the Rustlers miss an opportunity to grab the lead. The penalty certainly stalled that drive, put the Rustlers in a tough spot. They get themselves back for a relatively short field goal attempt, but Riggs just slides by on that right post. And the Falcons dodge a bullet. They turn away the Rustlers in the red zone. That has not happened much at all this season. And now they'll look to take advantage. Calvin back. Completes the pass. Va'a with the catch out to the 27. So Va'a with a gain of 7 as they move it to the 20 after the missed field goal. And that's where the Falcons go to work. Now with the 2nd and 3. 2nd down handoff, enough for a 1st down. First carry for Nick Adamora, the sophomore out of Mayfair High School in Lakewood. Needed 3 yards, he got 4. And a fresh set of downs for the Falcons. They'll give Adamora 5 yards to the 32. 3 wide receivers to the right. Back to Adamora, cuts it back, has a lane into the Rustler secondary. Rogers and Andrus combine on the stop, but Adamora out to the 47 with a run of 15 yards. And again, good work for the Falcons on the right side of that offensive line. Baca and David Paulo creating a lane. The Rustlers immediately meeting Adamora on that carry. No gain on the play. This back to the good run for Adamora. Picked up an immediate 1st down. A loss of a yard for Adamora on the 1st down carry. Leaves a 2nd and 11. 3 wide receivers. Adamora running left. Now tries to cut it back, tripped up by Andrus after a gain of a yard. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. So they'll credit Adamora with a couple of yards. It leaves a 3rd and 9 for the Falcons, who are 0 of 3 on 3rd down in the game, but of course 2 of 2 on 4th down so far today, and that's been huge. Straight drop, Calvin, good protection, over the middle, completes the pass into Rustler territory to the 46-yard line. First reception for Alex Martinez. And Martinez is short of the 1st down by about 3 yards. So 6 yards for Martinez leaves a 4th and 3. And, well, we've already seen the Falcons go for it on 4th down on their own side of the field. So perhaps not a surprise to see them line up to go for it on a 4th and 3. 3 wide receivers to the left. 2 to the right, empty backfield for Calvin. Rustlers showing blitz. Here they come. Calvin with the quick throw. Very near the 1st down marker and appears to have enough. Charles Clinton II, the leading receiver on the season, with his first catch today. And the Falcons stay perfect on 4th down as they convert once again to the Rustler 40. Well, the execution on 4th down for the Falcons has been the storyline midway through the second quarter. We're tied at 6. Straight drop. Calvin with time. Guns over the middle. Incomplete. Malachi Wright juggling and absorbs a big hit from Rob Andrus before he could secure this football. Good clean hit from Andrus. And Wright was having trouble securing that one. Don't know if he was going to make the catch, but Andrus made sure there was no chance. 2nd and 10. A rare incompletion for Jeremiah Calvin. 2nd down carry and through a hole. More running room for the Falcons. And did the ball come out? The Rustlers are saying they have it on the carry by Romeo Clark. It's the first carry for Clark, who found some running room, but might have lost the ball. We'll have it down here at field level. Mills trying to rip that ball out, and does. No question about it. That is a great play by the sophomore Nigel Mills to rip that ball out. And both these teams been highly successful in terms of turnovers on the season. The Rustlers +9 for the season. Make it +10 on the first turnover here today. The Falcons, for their part, that's just their 8th turnover as a team on the season. So they have done a great job taking care of the football. But Mills ripping it out from the grip of Romeo Clark after Clark appeared to have another first down on a solid carry for the Falcons. And the Rustlers get it back. Blitz coming, looking for the screen. Catch made by Alisea. Alisea working right. He's tripped up by Castro. Adrian Castro cutting Alisea down. There is a flag down. This going to go against the Rustlers. It wasn't much of a gain on the play, but the Falcons will take the penalty. And it'll back it up to the 23. So a spot foul will leave a 1st and 17. So the good open field tackle by Adrian Castro, the leading tackler on the season for the Falcons. And again, part of a very talented linebacking core for Cerritos as well. Owa looking for Schmidt, working the far sideline, has the catch. Big first half for Tanner Schmidt, another catch. Over there, again, working one-on-one against Keon Andrew. Out to the 39. That's 18 yards, and it leaves a 2nd and 1. Should say of 16 yards on the Schmidt reception. And Owa from under, I should say Owa in the pistol. Quick pitch to Thomas. Thomas finds some running room, bouncing off a couple of tackles. He's into Falcon territory before he's finally brought down at the Cerritos 48. And Kendrick Thomas, there you see a couple of broken tackles. Finally, Jack chasing him down with Amani Wilkson. But not before Thomas takes it to the Cerritos 48. Easily enough for a first down. And the Rustlers trying to take advantage of the forced fumble and recovery. Have it in Cerritos territory. Owa slipping out of the pocket. Completes to McKissick. We do have a flag down. McKissick brought down at the 39. For the moment, it's a gain of 9. But this is going to come back. So they'll take it back to the 42. First and 20. For the Rustlers. Wind picking up at game time. The temperature was 63 degrees with just a breath of wind. Well under 5 miles an hour, but now the breeze starting to freshen on what qualifies as autumn weather here in Southern California. Thomas back to the 47. 5 yards leaves a 2nd and 5. Just a couple of carries for Kendrick Thomas, who saw scant duty in the big win against Orange Coast. Just 4 carries for 13 yards with a touchdown in the big win against the Pirates. Read option. Owa falling forward after contact to the Cerritos 48. Very near the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Rocky Jack, Adrian Castro. Jack has had a busy first half, combining on the tackle, and the Rustlers now face a 3rd and 10. Golden West 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far today. Winding under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Well, neither of these teams have been particularly reliant on generating pressure, but here comes the blitz. Good protection, and Owa takes advantage. Schmidt spins away from a couple of tackles. He has the first down and more. Finally brought down. Tanner Schmidt, another catch. His 4th reception here in the first half, spinning away from a couple of tacklers to tack on some more yardage. All the way down to the Falcon 20, and a big conversion on a 3rd and 10. Thomas trying to bounce it outside. Going to be brought down for no gain on the play. So nothing doing for Thomas. And a 2nd and 10 for the Rustlers, who are content to move at a more deliberate pace. Clock moving, 2:33 and counting. 2nd and 10 from the Cerritos 20. Well, looking left now, back to his right. Schmidt with the leaping attempt, and it's incomplete. Mike Evans on the coverage, as Owa looking for his favorite target here in this first half. I think I undersold it. I think Schmidt has 5 catches here in the first half, and very close to 100 yards if he's not already there. I think he is. Looking for back-to-back 100-yard performances. 3rd and 10 from the Cerritos 20. Again, they bring the blitz. The throw in the flat, and a wide open Kendrick Thomas will take it in. Well, they get Thomas out in the flat and nobody home. 20-yard touchdown reception, and the Rustlers back out in front. Let's watch here as Owa checks down, finding Thomas, and once he's able to get by Kellen Watts, nobody there. Extra point up and good. So the Rustler lead is 7, 13-6. How about the first half for Owa Kamakaviva Waole? Just 1 incompletion And it's Kendrick Thomas coming out of the backfield with the touchdown reception to give the Rustlers the lead. 2:11 remaining in the first half. The Falcons have all 3 timeouts, so plenty of time as they are down 7. Well, big plays on defense has been the calling card for the Rustlers all season. 7 defensive touchdowns for the Rustlers through 7 weeks. Throw in a punt return for a touchdown as well on the season, just for good measure. But they've been making big plays all season long. But right now, the forced fumble and recovery on that drive for the Falcons might be as big a play as any. Ultimately, the offense takes advantage, going 70 yards, and eventually Owa finds Thomas for the touchdown pass. Good return for the Falcons out past the 35. And the Falcons, with 2:03 remaining in the first half, will get another stoppage of the clock with the 2-minute timeout. So they can run one play here, and they will get a stoppage of the clock. The return out to the 38. So good field position. And where the Rustlers have had something of a struggle in terms of field goals on the season, Jonathan Areola for the Falcons, still perfect, 4 of 4 on the season. First down carry, bouncing off tacklers out past the 45 to the 47. A gain of 8 on the carry by Josh Kaysen. And no matter who the back is for the Falcons, they have been pretty effective running the football. The most yards for any individual back against the Rustlers on the season was C.J. Bozeman. That was back in week 3 for Allen Hancock, and Bozeman ran for just 58 yards. And lest one should think that the Rustlers have been feasting on less than the top rushing offenses, hardly the case. 5 of the top 20 backs in terms of yards per game rushing have gone against Golden West this season. And still it's Bozeman who got the most done with 58 yards. Second and 1. Back after the 2-minute timeout. Calvin, for his part, 8 of 10 for 104 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Give straight ahead. Kaysen wrapped up by Soleau with forward progress. Got just enough for the first down. But how about the strength of sophomore Brandon Soleau? As he was able to stop the forward progress and send Kaysen back the other way. But give Kaysen credit. He did grind out the yard he needed to move the chains. 1st and 10 from the Cerritos 48. 3 wide receivers bunched to the far side. Blitz coming. Calvin in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Kikama Kozma able to get through. You can see there, pretty clear, Falcons got away with a hold as well. That will almost certainly be declined. Caleb McCutcheon coming through as well, and not much choice but to hold, but it doesn't matter as Kozma ultimately gets there. 2nd sack in the first half for the Rustlers, who have not posted a ton of sacks on the season, just 10 over the first 7 weeks. But a big sack back in the first quarter to stall a Falcon drive. And now this one in the 2-minute offense precipitates the Falcon timeout. It's their first. Also leaves a 2nd and 18. think it's just good game planning for the Rustlers. Jeremiah Calvin, for all of his success throwing the football, just 1 yard rushing on the season. He is mobile, but not necessarily a huge threat to run with the football. Setting up in the pocket, dumps it short, finds Kaysen. Kaysen takes a big hit out of bounds, just past the original line of scrimmage. Boy, that was some kind of stick. Drew Faulkner coming up and levels Kaysen out of bounds. Kaysen does pick up about 9 yards, leaves a 3rd and 9. The Falcon offensive line also has surrendered 13 sacks through the first 7 weeks as well. So the Rustlers doing their homework and recognizing that they can dial up the blitz and perhaps get to Calvin. They've done it a couple of times here in the first half. Let's see what they do on this 3rd and 9 play. Blitz coming off the edge. Calvin sets, fires, completes. Shy of the first down. Good protection up front. Caldarella with the reception. Takes it to the Golden West 44. The Falcons going to take a timeout, facing a 4th and 3 when we return. 1:14 remaining in the first half. Golden West on top, 13-6. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Fourth and 2 for the Falcons, who unsurprisingly will line up to go for it. 3 of 3 on 4th down in the game. And that's noteworthy. Golden West opponents coming into this one just 4 of 16 on 4th down. Kaysen running right, lowers the shoulder. I don't think he got there. They're at the 43. He's about a yard short. So the Rustler defense does turn away the Falcons on 4th down. Clark in the open field wins the one-on-one against Joshua Kaysen, holding him shy of the first down marker, and with 1:08 remaining, now it's the Rustlers who take over with good field position at their own 43-yard line. A little better than a minute on the clock and all 3 timeouts, so a lot of options for Nick Mitchell and the Rustlers, already up 7. Snap to Oa, setting up the screen. Dom Thompson brought down at the 48. 5-yard pickup, clock moving. Under a minute as the Rustlers will move quickly, but yet to take a timeout. Snap to Oa in the flat, finding Mitchell. Mitchell slips 1 tackle, has a first down into Cerritos territory. That'll stop the clock to move the chains. And Golden West going to take their first charge timeout. 39 seconds, the Rustlers looking to extend on the lead. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. First and 10 for the Rustlers, but arguably the more significant number, the 39 seconds on the clock. But with 2 timeouts in hand, the Rustlers certainly still have the entire playbook at their disposal. Owa looking deep, leaping catch for Schmidt. Inside the 10, down to the 4. The massive first half continues for Tanner Schmidt, who is feasting on this Falcon secondary. And Keon Andrew had good coverage, but looked as though just couldn't locate the football. Watch here again. Andrew positioned well, just not able to get his head around and find that ball, and it's Schmidt, rather, who was able to go up and make the catch down to the Cerritos 4, where Golden West will take their second timeout. So still a timeout in hand. Now at the Cerritos 4-yard line. Looking for the official numbers on Schmidt. Meanwhile, Owa now up to 264 yards passing. Here in the first half, Schmidt 132 yards on 6 catches. On the roll, Owa just has to heave this one away. He was under pressure coming from Miles Merchant, the sophomore defensive end. And with Merchant in his face, Owa just has to heave that one away, and now the officials will huddle up. And I mean, clearly Owa's just looking to throw that ball away, but was there a receiver close enough? I suppose the other question was he outside the tackle box? It was close. But for the moment, the ball's still at the 4. Okay, so nothing to do with what I was talking about. The substitution infraction will net the Rustlers 2 more yards as they'll move it from the 4 to the 2. It'll be 1st and goal, but again, 32 seconds on the clock. And the Rustlers do still have 1 timeout. Aaron Mitchell in the backfield. Snap to Owa, it's Mitchell. Following his left guard, he's in. Dylan Bunbury clearing the way on Mitchell's carry. 2-yard touchdown run, and the Rustlers do take advantage of the short field in the 2-minute offense. They need just 40 seconds to go 57 yards. The big completion to Schmidt keys the drive, and Aaron Mitchell punches it in from 2 yards out. And now the Rustlers will look to tack on the extra point, as it's Andrew Ivankovic, the freshman defensive end, who is on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, placement down. Ivankovic's kick is up and good. The Rustlers push the lead to 14, 20-6, 28 seconds remaining in the first half. You're watching Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .28 seconds remaining in the first half, and a first half that in many ways has been very evenly matched. But think of the 1 turnover in this first half, and fair catch made by Caldarella. But I think the 1 turnover has been the key play in this first half. At the time, the game was tied at 6. The Falcons were moving, but the Rustlers come up with a huge play defensively, force that turnover, turn around, go 70 yards, for the touchdown. Then a stop on a Falcon drive and a short field, relatively. They take over with good field position. And again, move it down for another touchdown. But the Rustlers have taken full advantage of the momentum swing from that big play defensively. And that has really told the story in this first half. With Golden West on top 20-6. Kaysen straight ahead. To the 29, the Falcons going to be content to run out the clock here in the first half. Halftime from Huntington Beach, and the Rustlers leading at 20-6 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
What was that? No, it's today. Mine? I gotta edit this. Yeah, this is live. Working on it right now.
An opportunity for both. One-on-one. Kennewell has it. Touchdown, Rustlers. Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustlers.
What a throw. Wow. That was our first one. So perfect. No, like, dude, just the throw was perfect. right here. A little late. Good right there, though. Can't see me? Yes, I can. It's a lot closer than the score would indicate. Check.
Check. Start of the second half, and the Falcons will have it first after they deferred upon winning the toss. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Zepeda back with you from Golden West College, and the Rustlers trying to stay perfect. And in a very tight first half, really dominated by big plays, Mike. Particularly one very costly turnover for the Falcons, but looking up and down the stats, very evenly matched for much of this first half.
Yeah, Jeff, this game a lot closer than the score would indicate. Golden West, I mean, they're in a dogfight, but in a pretty good spot, up 14.
And a short return from Caldarella will leave a long field for Cerritos as they will start from their own 15. Jeremiah Calvin, 10 of 12 in the first half for 120 yards. To take you back to some of the plays early on, and there, one of the rare incompletions trying to find Malachi Wright in the big hit by Rob Andrus. The Falcons start keeping it on the ground on this first down play, and not much doing. A late flag comes in, a loss on the carry. But the personal foul against Golden West going to go against Javon. Sorry, let me correct myself there. Javon Taylor. Just had to find Javon. Javon Taylor with the personal foul. So a break for the Falcons early after a loss on the carry. They will get the 15 yards via the penalty.
Jeff, we're going to go back to those big plays you were referencing in that first half. Here's the fumble from Cerritos. And just a great job keeping the play alive and getting in. It looked like Cerritos actually had that ball, but they go in, they dig it out, and Golden West able to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to live action, and do have a missing helmet for Josh Clark, who will head off, and a run out to the 36 for Kaysen. So solid yardage for Joshua Kaysen, who had 30 yards in the first half on 10 carries. Hard running against this Rustler defense. The Falcons did have more than a couple of moments successfully running the football. That number was depressed slightly by a couple of sacks that will take away from the overall total yardage in terms of running the ball, but nonetheless did have some success running the ball, and they'll need that certainly in the second half. Pass out in the flat, complete for a first down. Calvin outside to Brendan Leomiti, the fullback coming out of the backfield, and has enough for the first down. Calvin continues to be very patient against this Rustler defense. Did find Va'a for the big touchdown early, but overall, Calvin been more than content to work with short passes against this very good Rustler defense. The give straight ahead, and again pushing the pile down to the 47, a gain of 3. So Kaysen, again, not a lot of room, but does make something out of it. Leaves a 2nd and 7 opening drive, second half, with the Rustlers on top 20-6. Rustlers crowding the line. Calvin gonna keep it in the air, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Va'a. Mills jumping the route. Let's watch one more time here. See if maybe we have this from up top. Got there just a little bit late. But Mills trying to anticipate. You see closing in just a half a step away from what very possibly could have been a pick 6. Dangerous throw from Calvin leaves a 3rd and 7 for the Falcons, who are 0 of 5 on 3rd down here today. Blitz coming, good protection for Calvin, completes the pass to Wright. Wright has enough for the first down. Driven down by Tatum Rogers, but not before Wright gets it to the Golden West 45 for a first down. So Malachi Wright with the reception and a 3rd down conversion on the announcer Jinx. So I talked about the 0 for 5.
Nice work.
Yeah, that's what I do. Receivers left and right for this 1st and 10 play. Stepping up over the middle, complete for a first down and more to Caldarella. All the way down inside the 20. And Caldarella working over the middle on a perfectly thrown ball over the outstretched arm of Brandon Soleau, dropping back into coverage. And Calvin delivers another strike. Let's watch here. This is just a perfectly thrown ball to Caldarella working over the middle. Big play down into the red zone. We do have a Rustler player down. We'll step aside for an injury timeout. Early 3rd quarter, Golden West on top 20-6. You're on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 31 yards on the completion to Caldarella. And the ball now at the Golden West 14. Kaysen back in the backfield. Calvin, straight drop. Nothing doing. Gonna run it on the left side. He will dive down just short of the 5. About 8 yards for Calvin, who comes in with a grand total of 1 yard rushing on the season. So, not a regular occurrence to see Calvin run the ball, but does find 8 yards. But let's see if there was a flag down. No, they're not putting the ball down just yet. And they're going to adjust the clock once again. Second down and a short 3 from the 6 of the Rustlers. Calvin from the pistol with Kaysen in the deep eye. And the pitch to Kaysen following Leomiti on the left side, a pickup of a couple. You see Leomiti out front, but the Rustlers, good job sniffing it out. They'll spot it at about the 5, so that's still shy of the first down. Maybe a yard for Kaysen. Leaves a 3rd and short. They'll empty the backfield on a 3rd and 2 from the 5. Snap to Calvin. Stepping up, hit and sacked. Coming off the edge once again. The pressure coming from Kalen McCutcheon. But it's Makai Sagio, the defensive tackle, that busts through and gets to Calvin. 3rd sack on the day for the Rustlers and a big stand defensively in a 14-point game. So the Falcons have to settle for an Areola field goal attempt of 28 yards. It'll come from the left hash. Placement down, the kick away, and Areola puts it through. So the Falcons pull a little closer. 28-yard field goal from Areola, and it's 20-9. Golden West on top, 10:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter. .06 remaining in the 3rd. And the kick away. Falcons at least somewhat mission accomplished, you have to imagine. Coming out of halftime down 14, they do manage to steal back a measure of momentum as they do put some points on the board on that opening possession. But ultimately, despite a drive of just under 5 minutes, they settle for 3 and still trail it 20-9 as Kanaoa Kamakaviva Waole will lead the Rustler offense back onto the field. And what a first half for Oa. 17 of 19, 264 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And there's a look at that Falcon sideline, and still very much in this one. The defense needs to find a way to slow down Oa and this Rustler offense. First down carry out past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards will bring up a 2nd down and 3. And the carry for Artwan Morris here to start this 3rd quarter drive. And Morris now up to 219 yards on the season, off a season-high 88 yards on 8 carries in the win against Orange Coast last week. So Morris finding some running room, has his rushing average up over 4 yards a carry now with the solid performance. Flags are down. Morris has more than enough for the first down, but might be coming back. And indeed, the holding call will erase the first down yardage for Morris. And instead, we will see a 2nd and long. Second and 13. They flagged Enoki Samita for the holding call. 10 yards will back it up to a 2nd and 13. Morris still in the backfield. And Owa going to look to throw now. We'll tuck it and run. Cheney will wrap him up at the 25. A pickup of about 3. And a 3rd and 10 coming up for the Rustlers, who are 3 of 5 on 3rd down so far today. This will be a tough one, and for the Falcons, an opportunity to get off the field quickly and perhaps give their offense a chance to draw a little closer. Again, in terms of total yardage, it's relatively close, though. The numbers from Owa really inflate the number. Drops it short to Morris. He's not going to get there. Jack will ride him down after a gain of 4. That is well shy of 1st down yardage, and we will see Aaron Stock and the punting unit. So the Falcons get the stop they're looking for. And again, you go back to last week and that dramatic comeback against Pasadena. And not only has this Cerritos team won 6 straight, but they have to come in with an even greater measure of confidence, you have to believe, off that comeback a week ago. This is a little different story here against an undefeated Rustler team, but nonetheless, a quarter and a half still to play. Plenty of time for a Cerritos team that you've got to believe has an awful lot of belief in itself right now. 6-1 on the season and 6 straight wins. The kick for Stock angled to the far side and out of bounds. It'll be good field position for the Rustlers at the 35. A punt of 36 yards for Stock. And the Falcons will start from their 35. Well, it's been giving all the appearance of a quarterback duel from the outset between these two. Calvin 13 of 16, Owa 18 of 20. Let's see if that's how it develops down the stretch. 11-point lead for the Rustlers. 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the 35. 1st down, carry on the left side, and a little running room for Adamora. Brought down by Mason Driffle. 7 yards for Adamora. And a 2nd and 3 from the 42. And they keep it on the ground. Cut back from Adamora. Now past the 42 to the 47. Couple of Adamora carries. And a quick 1st down for the Falcons out near midfield. As Adamora tries the right side. That's Cerritos' offensive line where they've had success today. A solid veteran offensive line for the Falcons with 4 sophomores among the starters. Hit in the backfield. Soleau again knifes through. No chance, and a loss on the play of a couple. And watch here again, and Soleau able to get through unblocked. And if he gets there and gets a hit on you, you don't often get away. Falcons fortunate to just lose a yard. 2nd and 11, blitz coming for Clark. Calvin steps up now, throws, and the pass incomplete. Rogers able to get a hand in on the pass intended for Malachi Wright. And that ball in the air for perhaps just a fraction of a second too long. Allowed Rogers to get there, and we had a great view of it. Maybe a little contact for Taden Rogers, but no flag. Rustlers will take it, and the Falcons now face a 3rd and long. Calvin guns on the right side, completion, and now the ball's out, and the Rustlers have it. They were short of the 1st down. Rogers has the football. So the Rustlers likely to get the ball back anyway, but now get it back with much better field position after Martinez makes the catch but loses the football on the run. Let's watch here as he's hit, and that ball just pops out on the way down. Cruz Wheeler in on the tackle. But let's watch here, and yeah, it's Wheeler that delivers the jarring hit, knocks it loose. Second turnover on the day for the Falcons, who had been doing a great job all season of taking care of the football. But one turnover in the first half was certainly costly, and that one gives the Rustlers a relatively short field. The pass intended for McKissick is incomplete. So brings up a 2nd and 10. The pressure amped up on the Falcon defense as the Rustlers take over from their own 46. 6:04 remaining in the third quarter. Rare incompletion for Oa. Read option. And Oa gonna pick his way forward for a couple yards. But quickly, a 3rd and 8 for the Rustlers. Well, not a target for Tanner Schmidt in the second half so far. Let's see if they go his way. He's lined up to the left on a 3rd and 8. No, back over the middle, and that pass deflected and incomplete. Looked like Adrian Castro might have got a hand up. Let's watch here as the Falcons settling back into a zone, and nope. That's Jack. So Rocky Jack showing the hops, getting up there, that linebacker spot. And the Falcons with a big stand defensively get the quick 3 and out. And here comes Stock to kick it away again. End over end kick for Stock. It'll take a Rustler bounce down to the 6-yard line. Good kick for Stock, 46 yards. And it pins the Falcons back deep in their own territory. They'll start the shadow of their own goalpost from their own 6-yard line. Well, the pressure now on the Falcon offense, and young quarterback Jeremiah Calvin got to take care of the football here against a Rustler defense among the best at making big plays. Dual setbacks for the Falcons on a 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Soleil quickly there for the stop. Kaysen perhaps got back to the line, rather Adamora just got back to the line. 2nd down and 10. And the wind definitely kicking up makes a difficult situation that much more difficult for the Falcons. Facing a 2nd and 10. And the pass nearly intercepted. He was looking for Va'a. And right there, Braden Powers had a real shot at that football. In fact, the Falcons might have gotten a break that this a rare pass from Calvin that was perhaps just a bit off target. If he delivers a strike to Va'a there, I think Powers is celebrating a touchdown right now. 3rd and 10. And that's going to back him up. Yeah, center Tino Huckabee. The move there was Sagiao with his ears pinned back, ready to go. Just on the opposite side, Huckabee. The false start. That will cost the Falcons 3 yards. And it's now 3rd and 13. Straight drop over the middle into a crowd and incomplete. Soleil had the blanket coverage on Caldarella. Let's watch here. And boy, a couple of black jerseys in the area on the throw by Calvin. And the Rustler defense stifling as the Falcons back up 3 yards. And now they'll have to kick it away from their own end zone. Logan Kennedy on to kick it away for the Falcons. And Kennedy sends this one out near midfield. Big hop for Schmidt. And Schmidt with a solid return. Late flags come in after a 44-yard kick. It was a 20-yard return for Tanner Schmidt. So a very short field, but let's see on the flag. Shane Smith with the call. So the holding call on Golden West. And in the first half, and indeed to my memory, that 3-yard penalty on the previous drive was just the second penalty on Cerritos in the game. 2 penalties for 6 yards. Golden West now 6 penalties after the holding call moves it back to the 45. Still, they start in Cerritos territory. 4:21 remaining in the third. Read option. All kinds of running room for Oa, who will head out of bounds. And there was some contact right at the line as Rankin delivered a hit on Oa. But let's watch here. And yeah, I think on that play that Oa slows up just a little, lowers the shoulder. I think he's inviting the hit from Rankin there. That would have been a tough penalty.
Yeah, I think Oa gets
Rankin.
the better of it. I think the oohs were like, ooh, you just got ran over by the QB.
Yeah, I think Oa wanted that contact. They're late. Maybe if they could have picked up 15 yards, so much the better. 2nd and 3. Could be a free play. Flags are down. Now they're going to blow it dead. So offsides on the Falcons will give Golden West a first down.
No, I'm surprised that they call that. You know, I feel like that would be a free play. I wonder if there was maybe counter movement from the offensive line, because if they make contact, then they'd stop the play dead.
And careful what you wish for, as Rocky Jack was on his way to Kamakaviva Woole, getting ready to throw that ball, and I don't think he even gets a pass off there. So perhaps a break for Golden West. That they did blow it dead. They'll take the first down. Play action and the throw incomplete through the hands of his intended receiver. He was looking for David Daniels. Daniels had a big week a week ago. Couple of catches, but they both went for touchdowns in the big win against Orange Coast. But that one slips through. And it's a 2nd and 10 from the Cerritos 33. Pistol formation with Thomas in the deep eye. And it is Thomas who gets the call, slips out of a couple of tackles, and he's inside the 35 down to the 33. 5 yards on a play that easily could have been nothing for Kendrick Thomas, and a more manageable 3rd and 5 in a part of the field for the Rustlers here where this almost certainly has to be 4-down territory. Right now, the field goal attempt would be 45 yards for a Rustler team that has struggled to convert on field goal opportunities on the season. Be interesting to see if we see Ivankovic, who has kicked a couple of extra points, attempt a field goal at some point. Already seen Max Riggs in addition to Mateo Zavala. 3rd and 5, trouble on the snap. Owa's got it, now scrambling to his right. Going to just try to get what he can, but he's going to lose yardage. It's a 3-yard loss back to the 30. Well, I think we're going to see him go for it here. Anthony Irons coming on the blitz. Able to get there first for the Falcons. 4th and 8 from the Cerritos 31. Over the middle looking for Schmidt, and Schmidt with the sliding catch for a first down. 7th catch for Schmidt as Oa goes back to his favorite target on a critical 4th down. Pirates had been just 3 of 5 on 4th down for the season, but another conversion. And a fresh set of downs from the 19, Mitchell, straight ahead. Danny Washington rides him down, but not before Mitchell picks up 4 yards.
It's a pretty devastating development there if you're Cerritos. Have a chance, 4th and long, you can get off the field, build some momentum offensively instead. Conversion from Golden West, and now they can rumble in, really solidify their handle on this game.
Yeah, touchdown here, it becomes 3 scores, and you've got maybe just a quarter left. If you're Cerritos, then the mountain becomes even more formidable. Back shoulder throw on the far side, looking for Schmidt. Touchdown, Rustlers. And I think I'm a little surprised we didn't see a flag on that anyway, as Schmidt comes up with the reception. But fighting through the contact and securing that football, Tanner Schmidt, what a game. 8 catches, first the big 4th down conversion, then finishes the job with his 2nd touchdown reception on the day. 1:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Golden West pushing the lead to 27-9 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. West now on top by 18-102 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Another undefeated team in the top 5 in action. Ventura College playing at Santa Barbara. Pirates still undefeated in the National North, and they lead it 35-0.
Yeah, highly likely going to continue to be undefeated after today.
2nd quarter, so the Rustlers putting themselves in position to stay unbeaten. Meanwhile, a big matchup in the North with San Mateo hosting City College of San Francisco. That's a 6-0 lead for the Bulldogs in the 2nd quarter. That's the top 3 in the latest rankings, all in action this afternoon. Riverside leading at home against Mount San Jacinto, 27-6. The Rustler crowd making some noise. (27-9). The Rustlers have pushed the lead to 18, and now maybe looking for an exclamation point. Pass complete out in the flat to Apasala. Modest gain on the play. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. And for the Falcons, well, it's a big hill to climb, but you got to try and get something going here. Starts with this drive, certainly. And out to Caldarella in front of Faulkner with the reception. It'll bring up 3rd down. Where the Falcons are still struggling. 1 of 9 on the game. And this for a team that was converting on 3rd down at 40% for the season coming in. End of the third quarter. Golden West on top, 27-9. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the fourth, and a massive third down for the Falcons. Absolutely need this one. Try and get something going. Now trailing by their largest deficit at 18. Calvin steps up, and the pass incomplete.
Jeff, I think this is a free play. I think on the edge, you're going to have a player for Golden West in the neutral zone. Yep.
Okay, so the flag against Golden West is going to give the Falcons a big first down to keep this drive going.
Jeff, how often do we hear it's the little things? And right there, you have a chance to get off the field. That pass was incomplete. Would have been fourth down. Very likely a punting situation. Instead, you give him free 5 yards. It's 3rd and 4. Now it's first down.
Hey, look, Nick Mitchell needs something to talk about this week.
He's got to be able to coach him up.
Okay,
He's done a fantastic job of that so far.
Kaysen on the first down carry around the right side. First down and more. As Kaysen explodes through a hole. He's to the Golden West 48, but there is a flag down in the Rustlers secondary, so a portion of this might be coming back.
Well, it was Josh Clark, number 7, last play. I wonder if this is going to be Rocco Caldarella. Yep, it will. So dueling number 7 penalties between Cerritos and Golden West. And a chunk gain's going to come back for...
Meanwhile, for Kamakaviva Woole, should be pointed out, he is already now, with that touchdown pass to Tanner Schmidt, set a season high for yards passing. Thank you. 295 yards passing for Oa here today, establishing a season best.
Wow.
And a big hit after a gain of maybe a yard. I'll watch this one more time as Kaysen on the carry and Soleil right there. So if you're carrying the football against Golden West, you're going to get to know Brandon Soleil.
Yeah, head on a swivel.
2nd and 11.
Got a little Ronnie Lott in him.
Yeah, I think it's apt. 4-man rush. Calvin hit as he throws. Does complete the pass on the far side. A gain of a couple of yards will leave a 3rd and long.
That was good.
Finding Va'a again.
Jeff, that was really good pursuit and dangerously close to roughing the passer on that play. 3rd and long coming up.
So just a yard on the reception for Saxon Va'a. Leaves a 3rd and 10. Straight drop for Calvin. Good protection. Throwing over the middle. Leaping catch is made for a first down.
We got a player hurt.
Meanwhile, we got a Rustler player down. Finding Clinton for just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, Clinton on the bad end of that one. That was one heck of a collision. I wonder if we have it on replay.
It's 21 yards on the reception for Clinton. So the 3rd down conversion takes it to the Golden West 42. Let's step aside while they tend to the injured Rustler player. 13-16 remaining in the fourth. Golden West on top 27-9. One more look here down at field level, and it's Mills who delivers the hit.
Yeah, not Clinton.
Clinton had the reception. But Mills was able to get up, so always an encouraging sign. And head off under his own power. 1st and 10. And whistles on the snap.
Flag going the wrong way for Cerritos.
Just the 4th penalty on the Falcons in the game.
Well, Jeff, we've heard it a couple times up here, and they haven't been flagged, but we've heard the defensive coaching unit for Golden West, you know, they've mentioned there's some false starts happening that aren't being called. That time, Cerritos gets whistled for it.
1st and 15. Blitz coming. Calvin stepping up, all kinds of room at the 40. And dives down at the 35. So good recognition from Jeremiah Calvin as he finds some room. And then down in front of Cruz Wheeler.
Jeff, I think you have to be pretty impressed with the composure of Calvin here today against a very good and stout Rustler offense, or defense, excuse me.
He is an exciting prospect, and he lobs for the near side. That one incomplete.
Near announcer.
Braden Powers coming over as, yeah, that was a very tight window, shall we say, to squeeze one in. He was going back to Clinton.
He's going to Clinton, going in double coverage there, and he's trying to put his receiver in a position to make a play, and
yeah,
that is quite the precarious position for Cerritos. Luckily, they get away with it.
Well, let's be fair. Down 18 here early in the 4th. You need some plays. So there is a time, I suppose, to take some shots. 3rd and 4 from the Rustler 35. Again, they'll keep it on the ground. Kaysen trying to cut it back, but he is stood up and driven back. Soleau again, big surprise. Clark finishes him off, but watch Soleau string this play out and then shoot through the gap to deliver the stick on Kaysen.
Soleau, Clark there to finish him up.
That is textbook from Brandon Soleau.
100%.
Couple of yards for Kaysen does leave a 4th and 2, and the Falcons clearly going to go for it. Empty backfield from the 29 of Golden West. Blitz coming, quarterback draw. Calvin's got the first down.
Yep.
Well, I like the play call there.
Yeah.
From Dean Grossfeld, who does double as the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, and haven't shown them that play. They empty the backfield and run the draw, and Calvin finds a lane and has the first down to the Golden West 26. Fresh set of downs. With a defender in his face, he finds right on the far side. Calvin takes a hit from Soleau, but delivers the completion to right.
Jeff, again, very impressive there from the freshman. He knows he's going to get pummeled, delivers on time, and it's a strike, and it's an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that is just a great job, because Soleau again, closing in and delivers the hit. We'll have a view. And completes the pass to Malachi Wright. Back to live action. Kaysen won't get away after making the catch. Does appear to have enough for the first down.
No, I think he lost yardage.
Powers able to hold him up, and yeah, it's a good call, Michael. That is in fact a loss.
That's just
Josh
terrific.
Kassan.
Anticipated pursuit of the football by Golden West.
It's a 3rd and a long 4 from the 21. Calvin sets,
Oof.
and the pass incomplete. brings up 4th down. Now the Falcons do have the option, if not the mandate certainly at some point, to take a field goal. They are down 3 scores, so this is not a situation where you have to get a touchdown. And in fact, a converted field goal here would bring you back within 2 scores at 15, so we'll see Areola.
Jeff, remember, Calvin is the placeholder here, so. Wow.
And Areola's kick is up and good. He's hit both his field goal attempts today. And the Falcons back within 2 scores at 27-12 as Areola converts. You're watching Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So the conversion on the field goal for Areola. And the Falcons now trail at 27-12. This was round about the time they were down 12 last week against Pasadena. They did come back in that one. This time it's 15 here at Golden West. Schmidt will bring it out from a couple of yards deep. And a huge hit on Schmidt.
And they're calling for the training staff immediately.
Oh, it's a massive hit on Tanner Schmidt.
Maybe one more time here. There you go.
And we'll have it from another angle here and coming in, and this is just dialed up. And it's Rocky Jack who has been all over the field today defensively, and he zeroed in on Schmidt from about 15 yards away.
Heat seeker.
And had a straight shot, and Schmidt never saw it. Schmidt is up, did get off the field, so again, that's always a very encouraging sign. So a 4-yard gain on a first down carry leaves a 2nd and 6, and that was an emotionally charged moment that has made its way up into the stands here. Nonetheless, we play on down on the field. And Owa gonna throw, and the pass incomplete, looking for Aiden Goodwin. And quickly a 3rd and 6. Now for the Falcons, certainly it starts with getting a quick 3 and out and getting off the field. They've got a chance here with the Rustlers facing a 3rd and 6. They are 3 of 8 on 3rd down here today, and they've missed on a couple of 3rd downs here in the second half. Falcon defense has surrendered just the 1 touchdown in the second half. Oh, a look in, completes the pass. Goodwin with the reception. Out to the 28. And it brings up a 4th down. Cheney with the tackle on Goodwin. And here comes the punting unit. So the Rustler defense going to need to answer back. Clock moving.
Jeff, that's one heck of a response from Cerritos defensively. Get the points, you make it a 2-possession game, quick 3 and out here.
Stock gets the kick away. Va'a going to let this one bounce, and that will cost the Falcons some yardage. Good bounce for the Rustlers. back to the 25-yard line. And that is a good kick for Stock, 47 yards. And for the Falcons, 75 yards away from a touchdown. They not only need in a relative hurry. Down to 8:11 remaining in the game. Adamora in the backfield. Calvin gonna look to throw, completes to right. Faulkner there immediately. Out to the 30, 5 yards on the completion. And a quick 2nd and 5. Good sure tackle from Faulkner out on an island. Working against Malachi Wright. Wright putting together a solid afternoon with his 4th reception. Back live on a 2nd and 6. Adamora off tackle on the right side. Squirts through and out to the 33-yard line. Couple of yards shy of the first down marker. Brings up a 3rd down and 2. And the clock moving. Winding down towards 7 minutes to go. Rustlers crowding the line. Here they come. Keep it on the ground. Pushing the pile. Adamora to the 36. Does appear to have enough for the first down. Disappears into that crowd. Wheeler with the tackle. But Adamora, they spotted the 35. Needed a couple of yards. Got a couple of yards and a couple of inches. 1st and 10. Calvin rolls right, throws on the run, delivers a strike. Saxon Va'a with the reception to the 49 of Golden West. 16 yards for Saxon Va'a, who's responsible for the lone Falcon touchdown today.
You know, Jeff, right now, coming up on the 6-minute mark in the 4th quarter, 27-12, Rustlers firm control here. Cerritos with a little bit of momentum. But these are the type of games here. If you're Cerritos, Rocky Jack has been terrific. You look at Calvin. This is what we talk about when we say putting up good tape. And Cerritos, even though right now it doesn't look like they're going to get the win, this is the type of stuff that gets you to the next level. And getting a 2-year play to a 4-year program, that's exactly why community college football does what they do.
Kassan on the carry, a pickup of a couple of yards. Clock stopped on a timeout here from Golden West with the Rustlers on top 27-12. Danez Maxey, who had a breakout performance a week ago in the comeback win over Pasadena with a season-high 4 catches, including a 4th quarter touchdown, is up and heading off the field, but there is an emerging weapon for the Falcons lost for the moment as they face a 2nd and 9 from the Golden West 48. Snap to Calvin, blitz coming, stepping up, gonna be sacked. Back at the 46, the Rustler defense pumped up.
Just a play that took too long to develop. Good coverage in the secondary. Calvin goes down.
Yeah, the pressure off the edge coming from Colt McCready brought him right into the waiting arms of Orlando Bustamante. 3rd and 15, 4th sack for the Rustlers here today, and that has been a big storyline.
Yep.
Is the Rustlers' ability to make big plays with sacks. Finding Wright, Tries to slip through. He's back to the 47 of Golden West. It'll bring up 4th down, and obviously the Falcons going to go for it. Wright couldn't slip through against Bustamante and Wheeler. When we come back, another 4th down for the Falcons, 4:54 remaining. Left tackle Demetrios Sandoval heading off.
Looks like
So the Falcons will attempt this 4th down without their starting left tackle. Coming into action today, Golden West opponents were 4 of 16 on 4th down. The Falcons today are 4 of 5. Can they buck the trend one more time, facing a 4th and 8? Maybe the game on the line right here. Stepping back, Calvin throws, completes the pass. Broken tackle and a 1st down.
Well,
Romeo Clark, and a bit of redemption for Romeo Clark, who had the fumble in the first half on his lone carry. Had it ripped out by Nigel Mills, but there comes up with the catch and the all-important broken tackle.
Yeah, Cruz Wheeler had a beat on it. Could not bring down the playmaker in the open field, and it's 1st down for the Falcons.
It's a big play, Mike, and what do I love? I love redemption. An opportunity for Clark there, and he comes up with a huge play to keep the Falcons alive. Hassan on the carry inside the 30, down to the 27. Nonetheless, time still very much a factor as we wind under 4 minutes to go.
Remember the new rule this year, 2 minute, it's basically a 2-minute warning, 2-minute timeout.
Yep.
So there is a timeout that happens, a stoppage in play at the 2-minute mark.
Yep.
Falcons with all 3 timeouts remaining, so if they can get a score here and they need a touchdown, they're right in it.
Play action, Calvin, pocket collapsing, now throws incomplete. The coverage was outstanding.
Is he outside of the tackle box, though? There was not a receiver in the area.
Let's watch here. I think he's still, well, he's starting to move, but no, I think he's inside the box. I think they're just going to say, apparently, someone was close enough.
I mean, there's nobody within 15 yards of that pass when it falls to the ground.
Yeah. Might have been a break. 3rd and 5.
I think you'll take it if you're Cerritos, for sure.
They send 2 wide receivers out to the left. Clinton in motion. Calvin sets, has time, completes over the middle, back to Wright. Wright, a busy second half. Another reception. Has enough for the 1st down. Rustlers looking for one more stop.
It looks like Drew Faulkner.
That could set this one, or should say, that would salt this one away. Wheeler that time with the sure tackle.
It looked like Faulkner was shaken up just a little bit. He'll come off.
It's a 1st and 10 from the Golden West 20. Falcons the best in the 3C2A coming into this one in the red zone, both in terms of scoring and in terms of touchdowns on the season. Over the middle, catch is made. Inside the 10, down to the 4-yard line. Work it over the middle. Let's watch here one more time.
What a catch. And to keep possession of the ball, knowing that hit's coming. Impressive.
Ashford with the reception. Haven't called his number a lot today, but that is a big catch in traffic. And let's bring you back live as the Falcons have it at the 4-yard line of Golden West. Looking to throw into the end zone, back to Va. his second touchdown reception. The Falcons convert in the red zone, and they're within one score if they convert on the extra point here. Areola did miss an extra point. Now they're going to line up to go for two. This is interesting. Well, no. Now they are going to send out Areola. And Areola's extra point is good. It's a one-score game, 2:42 remaining. Golden West trying to close out the Falcons. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third touchdown reception on the season for Saxon Va'a. So he's tripled his touchdown total here today. End over end kick. Takes a bounce. It's still live at the 9. And Thomas just going to try to get what he can. Now the whistles come in. 2:34 remaining, and the Rustlers going to need a couple of first downs.
I wonder, as a returner, are you lulled into a position where maybe your mind thinks it's a punt at that point? It looked like he was slow to react to where the football was. Eventually picks it up, but not great field position here for the Rustlers.
Well, the pressure now on that Rustler running game that has been so good this season.
Yep.
Up over a couple of hundred yards a game, over 5 yards a carry as a team. And can this Rustler offensive line impose their will, grind out a couple of first downs, and Tanner Schmidt out wide right. And again, that's a great sign after absorbing that big hit. Back out on the field and appears to be fine. So certainly all encouraging signs.
Yeah, Schmidt came off running off of the field after that hit, showing no ill effect. So, like you said, Jeff, that they looked at him on the sideline and said, hey, you're good to go.
Meanwhile, the Falcons going to take their first charge timeout after a 1-yard run for Ardwan Morris. 2nd and 9 when we return to Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second and 9 for the Rustlers. Cerritos now down to 2 timeouts. But they'll have plenty of time if they can force a 3 and out here. Owa gonna look to throw and find McKissick. Catch is made, but short of the first down for Will McKissick. And an immediate timeout after the 3rd catch in the game for Will McKissick for the Falcons. And a massive 3rd down coming up for the Rustlers. Falcons looking to stay alive. But, Mike, it's got to happen here with one more 3rd down stop for the Falcon defense.
Everything needs to fall right here for the Falcons. They need to get off the field or that's the ball game.
And what do you do on a 3rd and 8 that was just 1 yard? So what do you do here if you're the Rustlers in this situation?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, we know the ability that the running backs have. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a draw play here.
Or do you trust Kana'oa Kamikaviva Wo'ole?
Yeah, I mean, he's
who
a
has
threat with his
3
legs,
touchdown passes, no interceptions. Now on the season, Oa up to 10 touchdowns, just 1 interception in 96 pass attempts. 3rd and 8. Has the snap, blitz coming, good protection. Over the middle, catch is made. Guess who? Tanner Schmidt, 9th catch in the game, and maybe the play that ultimately puts this one to bed.
Yeah. What a response by Schmidt.
2nd straight week with better than 100 yards receiving. Schmidt sets a season high in both receptions and yards here today. 9 catches, 178 yards. Take your pick among a litany of big plays, but maybe the biggest comes right there on a 3rd and 8 for a fresh set of downs. Golden West now on the doorstep, leading at 27-19. It's a 1st and 10 for Golden West. Now, by my math, with 1 timeout remaining, the Falcons, with 3 plays here, can force a punt with some time still on the clock. But obviously the job just got a little tougher. Meanwhile, Morris around the edge and forced out of bounds. Solid yardage for Ardwan Morris as he does get the edge. Good job by Alisea there, staying away from the holding call. Meanwhile, ridden out of bounds by Arian Richardson. You know, even from up here, you can see this has been a physical one.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call this a rivalry game, but certainly in terms of geography, a rivalry distance.
Well, mentioned at the top that this one had a playoff feel to it, and
absolutely,
it played like a playoff game as well, so get used to it. Morris shoots through a gap and has enough for a 1st down. So Ardwan Morris, off a season-high 88 yards a week ago, picks up the 1st down, and now the Falcons are going to run out of time. Well, let's wait and see here. Yeah, they're going to call this a 1st and 10. Yep.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
the 49,
Jeff,
so
just another clutch performance here from the Rustlers, especially in the 2nd half, able to salt this one away. Really got to take your hat off to Cerritos. Came in here prepared. That stretch towards the end of the 1st half, I think really the difference in this one, where you have Cerritos calling a couple timeouts, leaving a little time on the clock, and then at the end, Golden West, here's another one.
Morris bouncing it outside. Going to put an exclamation point on it, finally run down in Falcon territory, but a great individual effort. And Arian Richardson does finally track him down, but Morris closing the door himself. And now the Rustlers can go to victory formation.
Yeah, getting back to the point, at the end of the 1st half, Rustlers able to get into the end zone before the end of the 2nd quarter, and that was really the difference. It's 27-19. It's a 1-score game.
Yeah, that final 1 minute where they got the ball back with the relatively short field. The Falcons will drop now to 6-2 on the season, but regardless of the rest of the season, the Falcons poised to return to the postseason for the first time in a couple of years.
Nice game, Coach.
After back-to-back 5-5 seasons under Dean Grossfeld, they already have 6 wins on the board, so they are at the very least, it would seem, ultimately going to be heading back to a bowl game. And good to see the players exchanging here at the end of a hard-fought game. Golden West next week back here at home to take on College of the Canyons. We'll have that here for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Falcons, it doesn't get a whole lot easier. They return home, but they'll take on Fullerton College. So the Hornets coming to take on the Falcons next week. Final score, Golden West 27, Cerritos 19, and the Rustlers stay perfect. They are 8-0, and then there were 2 in the National Central, still undefeated as the Rustlers move to 5-0. We'll see if the Hornets can stay undefeated a little bit later today. That'll wrap up our coverage here from Golden West College. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody. Have a great night.